Now from epiglottis extends in the back of the tongue, in the posterior one third of the tongue, and it is attached to the posterior one third of the tongue by the median glossoepiglottic fold and also the lateral glossoepiglottic fold. Now when we go through the inlet of the larynx, this is the inlet of the larynx, I will show you in the next specimen. It is bounded above by the epiglottis, behind by the arytenoid cartilages, and two arytenoids are cartilages are there. So interarytenoid fold or muscle in the behind, and in both sides by the aryepiglottic fold, from arytenoid to epiglottis. So this is named as aryepiglottic fold. That means behind the fold, that is behind the mucous membrane, there is the aryepiglotticus muscle which creates the fold. So this is the inlet of the larynx. Okay. Now how it closes during deglutition or swallowing of food. You have learned in the junior classes that epiglottis drop over the inlet of the larynx like a lead. That is not the proper mechanism. Here the epiglotticus muscle, this aryepiglotticus behind the epiglottic fold contracts the muscle, and that brings this arytenoid upwards, and that apposition of this closes the inlet of the larynx by the aryepiglotticus muscle. Okay, not the epiglottis which acts as a lead. This is not a lead. Okay. Now came to the larynx proper. In the next slide, anybody? Cholo gelo chata. Which I have told you. Now inlet of the larynx, I have told you the boundaries. Here the boundary. Come to the skeleton. It is composed of 9 cartilages, intrinsic muscles, cricovocal and quadrate membrane. All are lined internally by the mucous membrane. I am going to details later. Now you remember that all the cartilages of the larynx, are hyaline cartilage, except epiglottis, corniculate cuneiform, and the apex and vocal process of the arytenoid cartilages. What are the advantages of being hyaline cartilages and what are the advantages of elastic cartilages? Hyaline cartilages may calcify with age, but elastic cartilage will not calcify. So that is the benefit, that epiglottis will not calcify with our age. Calcification means, what happens to calcification? There is restricted mobility. So that will restrict our deglutition, that will restrict our swallowing if the epiglottis will calcify. So to prevent calcification, this is the mechanism of our body, that epiglottis, corniculate cuneiform, apex and vocal process of the arytenoid are not hyaline cartilage, but others are hyaline cartilages. Now to remember the 9 cartilages, 3 are paired and 3 are unpaired. Now what are the unpaired cartilages? First of all is the thyroid cartilage, which forms the Adam's apple and they meet in an angle, that is the Adam's apple. Cricoid cartilage, which is a complete ring shaped cartilage, epiglottis, you saw it, and paired cartilages are arytenoid, which is a pyramidal shaped cartilage, corniculate and cuneiform. I will go to the first slide. Now we see here, this is the epiglottis, this is thyroid cartilage, this is the part of the cricoid cartilage as it is a complete ring. So here you can see the part, this is the arytenoid cartilage and this part is also cricoid, it encircles the larynx, complete ring. So part of here it is cricoid and here also it is a cricoid cartilage. This pyramidal shaped cartilage is the arytenoid cartilage, above which there is the corniculate cartilage which sits above the arytenoid, and above that the cuneiform cartilage which lies within the aryepiglottic fold. And larynx extends from the upper border of the epiglottis up to the lower border of the cricoid cartilage, that corresponds to the 6th cervical vertebra. To remember the names of the cartilages, I can, one mnemonic is there. For the unpaired cartilage, these are ETC, etc. epiglottis, thyroid, cricoid, and paired are ACC. Now come to the muscle. Cricothyroid. I am going to the picture. I will show you the picture later on. Cricothyroid, posterior cricoarytenoid. Cricoarytenoid are three. Posterior cricoarytenoid, lateral cricoarytenoid, transverse arytenoid, and oblique arytenoid. Vocal is too tough to remember. Okay. But you have to remember the cricothyroid, which tenses the vocal cord for high pitch sound, and must remember the posterior cricoarytenoid, which is the only abductor of the vocal cord that will prevent the vocal cord to prevent the apposition, thus prevent us from respiratory distress. Now you can see again the picture above. Now come here. There is a membrane which extends. See, this is the aryepiglottic fold which contains the cuneiform cartilage, and this is the corniculate, and this is the arytenoid cartilages. Now this is a membrane that is known as quadrate membrane, which extends above from the aryepiglottic fold up to the vestibular ligament, which is nothing but the condensation of the quadrate ligament, that is the vestibular ligament, which forms the false vocal cord. False vocal cord. And this is the quadrate ligament, cricofocal ligament, which is condensed above to form the vocal ligament. Also, this vocal ligament is formed by the vocalis muscle, and that forms the true vocal cord. True vocal cord. These are the two membranes of the larynx. One is quadrate membrane, another is cricovocal membrane. You know, ছবি জানলে বা নিয়ে নে। Now come to this slide. This is the picture of the larynx from behind. In front with the dotted line you see, this is the thyroid cartilage. Okay, and the above this pear-shaped structure, this is epiglottis, and the below this quadrangular structure is the lamina of the cricoid cartilage. Cricoid cartilage is a ring-shaped cartilage. So that is the posterior part of the cricoid cartilage, and above that this is the arytenoid cartilages. Now look at the muscles. This is the aryepiglotticus muscle. Now you can ask from where this muscle came. I have not shown it in the muscle's name. So this is a part of the oblique arytenoids muscle. This is the oblique arytenoids muscle that is continuous above as the aryepiglotticus muscle up to the epiglottis. This is in between the arytenoids. So this is the transverse arytenoid muscle. This one is transverse arytenoid muscle, and below this is the cricoid cartilage. So from arytenoid to cricoid, and cricoarytenoid posterior or posterior cricoarytenoid. Okay. Now this is the only muscle which is the septi muscle of larynx that abducts the vocal cord. That abducts the vocal cord when it contracts, that creates gap in between the arytenoid cartilages, and that is the septi muscle of the larynx. Now this is the coronal view of the laryngeal inlet with rima vestibuli and rima glottidis. If you go through this picture, this is the laryngeal inlet. So this must be the what? Aryepiglotticus muscle and the aryepiglottic fold. So and here is the membrane. This is the quadrate membrane, and that will create the vestibular fold. And these two are the vocal fold, true vocal fold. So in between the true vocal fold, this is a coronal section. So this is the rima glottidis, the space between the two vocal folds. And the space between the two vestibular fold is the rima vestibuli. And the space between this is the main glottis proper, and these are not of importance of you, is the sinus of the larynx. Okay. Now the most constricted part is rima glottidis. So this is the infraglottic part and this is the supraglottic part, as this is the rhimaglottis, so this is supraglottis, this is the infraglottic part. Now nerve supply, I told you yesterday. Sensory, first of all the sensory nerve, above the vocal cord it is internal laryngeal. So above the vocal cord it is supplied by the internal laryngeal nerve, and below the vocal cord the sensory supply is by the recurrent laryngeal nerve. So nerve supply of the larynx is very important. And motor supply, all the muscles of the larynx are supplied by the recurrent laryngeal nerve, except the cricothyroid, which is supplied by the external laryngeal nerve. And the transverse arytenoid muscle, in between the transverse, both two arytenoid muscle, they are provided with double nerve supply from recurrent laryngeal nerve and internal laryngeal nerve. Now special sense of taste, it is only in the upper part where the epiglottis, not in the whole part of the larynx, which this is the internal laryngeal nerve. And secretomotor supply for the laryngeal glands mostly come from the recurrent laryngeal nerve. So I told you the intrinsic muscles of the larynx, but there are some extrinsic muscles of the larynx also. Those move the whole larynx as a whole. Those are the suprahyoid and infrahyoid muscle. Those are not that important. That means between the suprahyoid, above the hyoid, what are the muscles? There is the digastric and all, and below these are the sternohyoid, sternothyroid, thyrohyoid, etc. So they move the whole of the larynx as a whole. But intrinsic muscles of the larynx are for voice production, for respiration, all are important. Now what are the applied anatomy? You can see that laryngeal edema. If there is laryngeal edema, then what happens? The vocal cord becomes thickened and there is hoarseness of voice. You will see the patient will unable to talk. Patient will have difficulties in talk, and if it is more, that is life threatening, that will close the inlet of the airway inlet obstruction, and that is life threatening, laryngeal edema. In severe allergic condition, you can get the laryngeal edema cases. Now next is the recurrent laryngeal nerve injury. That may be unilateral, that may be bilateral. If there is unilateral, then only one side paralysis, the other side will lack. So there will be hoarseness of voice, but no respiratory passage obstruction. If they both are of recurrent laryngeal nerves are injured, then there will be total obstruction of the airway passage and there will be severe respiratory distress. And you can see the laryngoscopy here when you will do the ENT word. That will be direct laryngoscopy and indirect laryngoscopy, that will show you the vocal cords, both the false vocal cord and the true vocal cord. Sometimes there are tumors in the vocal cord occurs. There is vocal cord tumor, Singer's nodule or voice abuse, for voice abuse. So many times you will require to visualize the vocal cords by laryngoscopy. And another is laryngospasm. There is sudden closure of vocal cords occurs sometimes in anesthesia. There is severe patient presents with severe respiratory distress. Okay, so these should be your specimen. This should be a specimen showing all the structure. That is the nasal concus, superior, middle, inferior concha. This is the tooth. This is mandible. This is the genioglossus muscle in the tongue. This is the soft palate, auditory opening, epiglottis. This is the laryngeal inlet, this is the vocal cord, and this part is the esophagus. This would be the specimen. Okay. Now we come to the pharynx proper. Pharynx now. Next slide. number. হবে এটাতে হচ্ছে না তো ছেড়ে দাও এখানে করে নেব হয়ে গেছে এতক্ষণ করে করে আমার অভ্যাস হয়ে গেছে. So pharynx is show you in the specimen. It extends from the base of the skull up to the lower border of the cricoid catalyst, that is the commencement of the esophagus. Okay. Now see here, the blue color is the nasopharynx, that is behind the nasal cavity. It extends from the base of the skull up to the lower border of the soft palate. The important structures in the nasopharynx, I told you, that is the yesterday told you, that is opening of the auditory tube. And behind that the tubal elevation which contains the tubal tonsil, and the wall of the nasopharynx which contains the nasopharyngeal tonsil. Now the part behind the oral cavity, that is the oropharynx, bounded above by the soft palate and below by the upper border of the epiglottis, the green color. And that behind the laryngeal inlet, and behind the larynx, behind the larynx is the laryngopharynx, which is bounded above by the epiglottis and end below in the lower border of the C6 cervical vertebra or cricoid cartilage. Now I show you what is the function of the soft palate here. Here it is the function. What is the function of the soft palate? When we deglute, when we swallow something, it contracts. It contracts. There is a muscle known as levator veli palatini, which contracts and brings the palate upwards, and that will close this nasopharyngeal opening. So food will be prevented from entering into the nose. That is the function of the soft palate. Now next slide. Now what are the parts of the pharynx? I told you that bola hoye geche, poretta jao. Muscles of the pharynx. There are constrictor muscle, those are the rounded muscle from outer layer. This forms the outer layer. Outer circular layer, these are superior, middle and inferior constrictor muscle. Those are placed like the bucket, one bucket over another bucket like that. And those some are longitudinal muscles, those are stylopharyngeus, palatopharyngeus and salpingopharyngeus. So these functions of these muscles are elevate the pharynx during swallowing and speech. Next. These are gross relation, posterior relation. I will show you the ekbar first slide jao, ekdom first. Right ana arekta. So this part you can see, this is the prevertebral fascia. In front of the vertebra there is the prevertebral fascia. Sometimes there is infection in the vertebra and the pus will accumulate in this area. There is a behind the prevertebral fascia, and that is a condition when you will see the bulging behind the posterior wall, in the posterior wall of the pharynx. Next. Now to the nerve supply of the pharynx, all the pharyngeal muscles are supplied by the pharyngeal plexus via the fibers are the cranial root of accessory, that is the 11th cranial nerve, except stylopharyngeus, which is supplied by the glossopharyngeal nerve. Branchial arches এর ক্লাস হয়েছে, প্রত্যেক আর্চে নিজস্ব নার্ভ সাপ্লাই আছে, ওটা মনে রাখবে, তাহলে দেখবে নার্ভ সাপ্লাই মনে রাখাটা ইজি হয়ে যাবে। Then the sensory supply, nasopharynx sensory supply is by the pharyngeal branch of the cranicopalatine ganglia by the maxillary nerve. Oropharynx by the glossopharyngeal nerve. Next. Now come to the blood supply of the pharynx, arteries, ascending pharyngeal arteries and branches of the facial and maxillary artery, veins, the pharyngeal venous plexus, nothing more, not more important. Now what is it? So now you can see the whole longitudinal section of the pharynx. This is the oropharyngeal part. So there is a tubal elevation and then tubal opening, and this is coming from the tube. So this is the salpingopharyngeus muscle, and from the palate this is the palatopharyngeus muscle, and this is the stylopharyngeus muscle, and these three joins together to form a conjoint tendon, which are inserted into the posterior lamina of the thyroid cartilage. Now you can see the palatoglossus muscle, and this is the palatopharyngeus muscle. So this space is the space for, kalke bolechilam class, this is the tonsillar space. Here lies the tonsil, and here is in the posterior wall of the tonsil there is the glossopharyngeal nerve that may sometimes get injured during tonsillectomy operation. Okay, and these three are the constrictors, superior, middle and inferior constrictors of the pharynx. Next slide it out. Now you can see that some structures are getting out behind in between the constrictors. you have to remember the nerves and above nerves of all the nerves in between the constrictor. First of all, this is above the superior constrictor. The important structures is the auditory tube. Okay, this place is known as the sinus of Morgagni. Also the muscles, and if you can remember the muscles and the artery also. But you have to remember the auditory tube. Now, in between the superior and middle, you can see in this picture, that is the glossopharyngeal nerve. In between the middle and inferior, that is the internal laryngeal nerve, which supplies the thyroid membrane also. And below the inferior constrictor, that is the recurrent laryngeal nerve. This is the recurrent laryngeal nerve. Okay. Now, this I have told you yesterday, that is the Walde's ring. This is below, this is the lingual tonsil, above the, in the posterior third of the tongue. Behind there is the palatine tonsil, between the two arches, palatoglossus, palate to tongue. So, this is palatoglossus, this is going behind. So, this is the palatopharyngeal arch. In between that is the palatine tonsil. In the tubal elevation, so there is the tubal tonsil, and the nasopharynx, that is the nasopharyngeal tonsil. So, when the both sides meet, that forms a ring, that is known as the Walde's ring. It is the first line of defense. Sometimes you will get in the children the tonsil enlarges, sometimes the nasopharyngeal tonsil also enlarges, that is known as the adenoids. Okay. Next. Now, the adenoids I told you now, we will see, that is sometimes in the behind the tonsil there is abscess formation because of the infection from the tonsil, that is known as the peritonsillar abscess. Dysphagia, you know, there is a difficulties in swallowing, and pharyngeal tumor, I told you, that may happen behind the prevertebral fascia. Okay, another slide. Arytenoid folds. So, this is the inlet of the larynx, and behind the epiglottic fold, this fossa is known as the pyriform fossa. It extends below, sometimes it is called as the pyriform sinus. This space is artificially defined by the smugglers who carry diamonds. এখন আর কিছু করেই লাভ নেই, এখন স্ক্যানিং এ ধরা পড়ে যাবে। So, here lies the lingual tonsil. There is the sulcus terminalis, you can see. I am not going in the details of the tongue. This is the sulcus terminalis, the V-shaped structure. This is the anterior two-third, this is the posterior one-third of the tongue. But when we will see in the sagittal section, we will see only this part. Okay. দেখা যাক এখানে কতটা দেখা যাচ্ছে, কালকে আমরা দেখেছি। So, this is the cut part of the epiglottis. It's not a good specimen. Here must be the vallicula, and here is the pyriform fossa. It's cut. ঠিক আছে, এখানে দেখা যাচ্ছে না, কোথায় দেখানো যায়? Same condition এখানে। কালকে একবার দেখিয়েছি, একবার রিপিট করে দিই কালকেরটা, ঠিক আছে? This is the tubal opening, the nasopharynx is the part, this is the nasopharynx, above the soft palate, এদিকে দেখা যাচ্ছে, this is the soft palate, so above that part is the nasopharynx, this is the opening of the auditory tube, this is the tubal elevation, and above, this is the sphenoidal sinus, this is uvula, and the part from the lower part of the soft palate up to the upper border of the epiglottis, this part is the oropharynx. That part is the oropharynx, and below that part is the larynx, continuous below this part. Imaginary from the upper border of the epiglottis downwards. Okay. আমরা জিনিস নিয়েছিলাম হার্ড প্যালেটের লেভেলে, এখানে আমরা কি পাবো বলেছিলাম? ডেন্স অফ দ্য অ্যাক্সিস। ডেন্স মানে কোনটা? ওডোনটয়েড প্রসেসটা একটা উঁচু হয়ে থাকে যেটা, সেটা। This is the hard palate, so you can go behind. Here is the odontoid process. So, this is the second cervical vertebra. We have to go through up to the 6th, then only you can see the larynx total. So, this is not a proper section. This is the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, that must be extends up to here. This muscle is told as, named as, kalke bolechi, genioglossus. That is the bulk of the tongue. You can see here this space in between the behind, এখানে দেখা যাচ্ছে না এই স্পেসটা, এই যে this space in behind, মানে anterior to the upper and lower jaw, this space known as the vestibule. Here we will get the opening of the parotid glands behind the, কোথায়, in front of the, sorry, behind নয়, where opposite the upper second molar tooth. We will get here. দেখা কোথায়, এটাতে ছিল না, মুখটা খোলা, এই যে ফার্স্ট, সেকেন্ড, থার্ড, ফোর্থ, সেকেন্ড, premolar, canine, first premolar, second premolar, এখানে এরকম জায়গায় হবে. This should be the opening. Here should be the opening of the parotid duct. সবার তো থার্ড মোলার থাকে না, এটা হচ্ছে আপার সেকেন্ড মোলার, যেখান থেকে কাউন্ট করব, এটা ফার্স্ট ইনসাইজার, সেকেন্ড ইনসাইজার, ক্যানাইন, ফার্স্ট প্রিমোলার, সেকেন্ড প্রিমোলার, হিয়ার ইজ দ্য ফার্স্ট মোলার, সো বিহাইন্ড দ্য সেকেন্ড মোলার, আপার সেকেন্ড মোলারের পিছনে. দেখাতে পারে, দেখিয়ে, শুধু মুখেই জিজ্ঞাসা করতে পারে, আর কিছু না. কঙ্কাগুলো মনে আছে, ইনফিরিয়ার, মিডল, সুপিরিয়ার, inferior, এই জায়গাটা হচ্ছে vestibule, which is lined by the skin, and the front area which is lined by the skin and coarse hair. This part is known as the atrium, and below the inferior concha there is the inferior meatus, which receives the opening of the nasolacrimal duct, and this is the middle concha, which has the bulla. কালকে কে বুলা দেখতে পাসনি বলছিলে তুই না, this is the bulla, এই যে এটা bulla ethmoidalis, which receives the opening of the middle ethmoidal air sinus. And below the bulla, this crescentic space is known as the hiatus semilunaris, which receives the opening of the maxillary sinus. This forceps is going in. This is the maxillary sinus. In the anterior part, it receives the opening of the anterior ethmoidal sinus and the frontal sinus. This part is the superior meatus, where we will get the opening of the posterior ethmoidal air sinus. And above the superior meatus, this part is known as the sphenoethmoidal recess, which receives the opening of the sphenoidal sinus. আচ্ছা, এখানে যদি তুমি দেখতে না পাচ্ছ, এখানে কি আমরা এখানে দেখতে পাচ্ছি না টিউবাল ওপেনিংটা, তো আমরা কি করব, it is located 1.25 cm below the inferior concha, sorry, below নয়, behind the inferior concha, slightly below. So I will go a straight line, through a straight line, approximate 1.25 cm and slightly below, so there should be the opening, which is not properly visualized here. That must be here. Forceps is going in, so that must be here. So this part is the laryngeal inlet, this is the epiglottis, so this is the laryngeal inlet, and here is the pharynx. Pharynx টা এই স্পেসিমেনে ভালো নেই, এটাতে আছে. এখানে আছে. So this is the pharyngeal part, and this is the laryngeal part that will be starting, that must be located here only. এই স্পেসিমেনে আর কিছু দেখানো নেই, সেপ্টামটা কালকে বলে দিয়েছিলাম. This part is the little's area, this is the little's area, what is the area of the epistaxis, মনে আছে. The anterior part, nasal septumটা কি কি দিয়ে তৈরি হয়, একজন কেউ বল. পারপেন্ডিকুলার, হ্যাঁ বল. পারপেন্ডিকুলার প্লেট অফ দ্য এথময়েড, এই বোনসটা হচ্ছে এথময়েড, এখান থেকে নামছে ভোমার বিহাইন্ড, আর সামনে থেকে সেপ্টাল কার্টিলেজ, রস্ট্রাম, স্পিনোয়েড না, আর রস্ট্রামে আর্টিকুলেট করেছে জাস্ট উপরে এইটুকু পার্টে, যে এটা রস্ট্রাম, এখানে ক্রেস্ট আছে, ঠিক আছে. ফ্রন্টালের, হ্যাঁ, নেজাল স্পাইন অফ দ্য ফ্রন্টাল বোন, এখানে ফ্রন্টাল বোনের নেজাল স্পাইন, ওগুলো খুব মিনিমাম কন্ট্রিবিউশন. আর নিচে হচ্ছে প্রায় দুটো ম্যাক্সিলার যে দুটো জয়েন করেছে, তার মাঝখানে যে নেজাল ক্রেস্ট অফ দ্য ম্যাক্সিলার হচ্ছে সেটা. এটা হচ্ছে মিনিমাল, মেন এই তিনটে বলতেই হবে, হ্যাঁ. পারপেন্ডিকুলার প্লেট অফ এথময়েড from below and behind the vomer, and the anterior part by the septal cartilage, and সামনে একটু small part, that is the septal rami of the alar cartilage, that is the columella. নামটা মনে রাখতে পারো নাও পারো, that is the mobile part of the nasal septum, মনে রাখতে হবে কিন্তু. And the anterior inferior part is known as the little's area, where lies the Kisselberg's plexus, which is the area of epistaxis. This plexus is formed by arteries, name of the artery কে পড়েছিস? Sphenopalatine artery, interpalatine artery, anterior ethmoidal artery. আরেকটা আছে labial, superior, হ্যাঁ, একদম, very good. Septal branch of the superior labial artery, which is a branch of the facial artery. So here is the Hasselbalch's area plexus. ঠিক আছে, আর কিছু বলার থাকলে বল, দেখিয়ে দেবো। কিছু জিজ্ঞাসা থাকলে বলে ফেলো, যার যার আছে। কোয়ানাটা, এই যে কোয়ানাটা, এটা কোয়ানাটা, এই যে posterior free margin of the vomer naturally by the pterygoid প্লেটটা থাকে। pterygoid এই যে তোর sphenoid বোনের দুটো প্লেট নাম আছে না, pterygoid, medial pterygoid, lateral pterygoid, যেখানে pterygoid venous plexus আছে তার medial pterygoid প্লেট, আর এখানে নিচে হচ্ছে free margin of the palatine বোনটা। প্যালাটাইন বোন দুটো সরু সরু বোন থাকে ম্যাক্সিলার ঠিক পিছনে, দুটো প্যালাটাইন বোন, তার হরাইজন্টাল প্রসেস একটা, পারপেন্ডিকুলার প্রসেস একটা, এল শেপের বোন, তার পোস্টেরিয়র মার্জিনটা। ঠিক আছে, দিস ইজ দ্য কোয়ানা which is the anterior opening of the nasopharynx. মনে রাখতে যাও, anterior opening of the nasopharynx through কোয়ানা into the nasal cavity। ঠিক আছে।